When I think about springtime perfumes, instantly what comes to mind is like very light and airy, fresh, maybe like some florals, some fruits. That is what I picture when I think of springtime. I have some really nice recommendations for perfumes that I feel work amazingly in springtime. Hey there, welcome or welcome back. I hope that you are doing really well. So let's get straight into these springtime recommendations. I actually have a new baby in my fragrance collection and I'm really excited to talk about it because it's something that I feel is perfect for springtime and for this time of year. This is Sur Ma Peau by Dries van Noten. I have actually been sampling Dries van Noten fragrances for a while, and funnily enough, this isn't one that I was sampling. This is one that I have been trying in store for a good kind of couple of months. From the minute I tried it, I couldn't really stop thinking about it. It's this really kind of unique vanilla that has like lots of layers to it, but it's very, very addictive. This is a fragrance by Quentin Biche and Sur Ma Peau translates to on my skin. It's a bit like your skin but better. I find when you first spray this, you are kind of hit with a blast of citrus. It is quite fresh. It has a little bit of an aromatic touch as well. But then it gets a little bit more kind of creamy, a little bit more of the vanilla comes through. But what I really pick up in this fragrance is the orange blossom, and then the dry down is where you pick up the musk and the vetiver in this. It is definitely not a safe blind buy because it is quite an unusual vanilla, but that is what I really love about this, the uniqueness. If you like vanillas that are not your generic, typical, very sweet kind of vanillas, then this is one worth trying because it is really, really lovely. It also is a perfect scent for layering as well. This is part of the Eau de Toilette collection. It's 200 ml, so it is a huge bottle. I'm sure this is gonna last me forever. It's so big. I really spray a lot. I just go heavy with this fragrance. I would say it is a very kind of moderate projection. It's not going to give you like big sillage and beast mode projection, but it does definitely smell very, very skin scent like. It's soft, it's really lovely, and yeah, it's one worth checking out because it is perfect for springtime. But this is one of my ride or die springtime fragrances. Spring, like going into summer, I adore this. I think it's really beautiful. Ormonde Jayne Levant. This is a fragrance that is spoken about a lot over this kind of season, over spring and summertime, because it genuinely does just smell to me like sunshine in a bottle. It's such a happy, really uplifting kind of fragrance. It's that opening that kind of pulls you in. It's very bright, so much vibrancy to this fragrance. The floral notes in here are so delicate and lovely. You have some rose, some orange blossom, and I really pick up peony in here. So pretty. If you love a floral that has some woodiness, some muskiness, and it isn't overly floral, this is definitely one to try because it is beautiful for like warmer weather, for even the summertime. It just shines, it's amazing. From one of my absolute favorite fragrance houses, LK, this perfume I feel encapsulates springtime. Like spring is in this bottle, that is how this perfume smells. Pluie sur Halong. The inspiration behind this fragrance is actually the sensuality of tropical rain over Halong Bay in Vietnam. When you smell this, you instantly smell like you are by water, that you're smelling rain, you're smelling these very watery florals. It's actually so gorgeous. It's really soft. It's actually quite a feminine scent. The floral notes are so pretty and dainty. You have lotus, you have water lily, you also have some neroli, and you have magnolia in here. And funnily enough, even though I love florals, Weirdly, magnolia in fragrance, I don't always get on with, which is quite strange because I generally love all florals, but I have noticed that with magnolia, sometimes I don't enjoy it in a fragrance, but I absolutely love it in this. Everything I feel is just really well blended, well balanced. It's very, very light and airy and clean. It has this muskiness as well on the dry down. It is just like a breath of fresh air. It's really gorgeous. If you are looking for a leather fragrance that works in springtime, this is perfect. Byredo Bibliotheque. Leather can be quite an overwhelming scent in a fragrance. It can be quite heavy, and I generally look for leather when it isn't too much in a scent, when it is a bit lighter. And I feel like even though leather is a very prominent note in this, it isn't very kind of over the top. It stays quite light. The fruitiness in this really balances it out. You've got the peach, you've got plum. So it's this kind of sweet, fruity leather, but it stays very, very light and airy, and quite fresh. And that is why I think this fragrance really works for springtime, because it's not overly heavy and it's musky. And I think that that muskiness on the dry down, when you kind of smell it on the breeze, it's really pretty. I love the fact that there's still an element of coziness to this fragrance. Even in springtime, sometimes you still want an element of coziness, and I feel like this, it gives you that. It has the freshness, it has the airiness. Love the violet note in here as well. It has a touch of powderiness, but not too much. It still stays very fresh, and it's just amazing for springtime weather. I find that Bibliotheque is a fragrance you can wear all year round, but there are certain times in the year where I kind of gravitate towards it, and springtime is also one of those times, so highly recommend trying it if you do enjoy a kind of leather scent that isn't too heavy. Funnily enough, I have another fragrance here by Quentin Biche, and this is definitely springtime appropriate for sure. Delina Le Rosee. This is such a gorgeous, very light, very kind of watery take on Delina. It is definitely amazing for spring. This is just super feminine. If you love something that is going to smell very, very feminine, very pretty, very girly, but still classy, still smells luxurious, Delina Le Rosee is so, so beautiful. That watery floral note, I just love that aquatic take on Delina. I love that it's fresh, it's not heavy. The power of this is amazing. It really projects and it lasts, and it smells so gorgeous on a breeze. When you smell this like wafting, that rose, the lychee, it has that little touch of woodiness. It is a beautiful rose for springtime. If you love your rose fragrances, even if you don't actually like the original Delina or Delina exclusive, I do feel like it is worth at least trying this, because I feel like it is quite a lot different because of the more aquatic notes in here, those watery florals. It's very pretty and delicate. So yeah, this is a springtime staple for me in my collection. Another springtime favorite of mine is Flam by Memo. As a white floral lover, I love jasmine, I love tuberose. Flam really hits the spot for me in springtime. This is just so easy wearing. It's very uplifting. It has this real kind of fresh muskiness immediately on the opening, and the jasmine is done so lovely in this. It's not a very kind of heady, indolic kind of jasmine. It stays very kind of soft, quite a fresh jasmine. It's really pretty. You also have cashmeran in here, and you have cedar. So this does kind of have that kind of musky, woody dry down, but it's still sweet, it's still floral. It's just a really lovely jasmine, and It's one of those fragrances that is very kind of bright, it's uplifting, it's a feel-good scent, and it's perfect for springtime. So next up is a classic, and I feel like this is such a timeless fragrance. It's one that I feel could be in your collection for eternity. J'adore by Dior. This is the kind of fragrance that I would describe as quite simply beautiful. It's very simple, but it's beautifully done. It's very classic, it's very elegant, very sophisticated touch to it. I really enjoy those fruity notes of peach and pear. You also have some melon, which adds this very kind of watery fruitiness. I absolutely love that blend of white florals in here. I feel it's done really beautifully, very delicate. You have freesia, you have tuberose, you smell the jasmine. Just a hint of sweetness in here, a little touch of vanilla. It is just an absolute beautiful classic. This is actually a fragrance I even enjoy wearing to bed because I find it to be quite a clean, fresh fragrance that just makes you feel super feminine. It is quite calming as well. I feel like it's one of those quite serene fragrances. I do genuinely feel like it is very, very timeless, and I love this. Please do hit me up in the comments and let me know what fragrances you kind of reach for around springtime. Thank you so much for watching. Do take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.